This is a QiGong flow for healing. It's great for people with spinal injuries, low back problems, if you're on a desk all day, on a computer. Personally, this flow that I made helped me recover from some crazy injuries. You can read about it on my site there. Let's go ahead and start this. So first, we're going to start in our box here. We want to cycle through cat and cow. We're going to go ahead and do that 10 times, up and down. Exhale on your way up. Inhale on your way down. As you round the spine up, inhale. Exhale as you round the spine back down. In and out. So after we're done with cat and cow, 10 times, we're going to walk our hands out just a little bit more. Do a push-up. We want to put our forehead down to the floor. Make sure your feet are rolled down. From here, we're going to come up into cobra. And to make sure we do our cobra right, we want to make sure our hands are stacked underneath our shoulder blades the whole time so we don't injure our wrists as well as our low back. And what we're going to do first, I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to lift my hands up, lift up with the low back as high as possible. I'm going to put the hands down, push up ever so slightly from here. And then from here, we're going to come back down, go back into child's pose. You want a little bit of space in between your knees, not too much. Hold it. You can walk your hands out if you want. It's going to stretch your lats out and your shoulders. Make sure you're not lifting your neck up like this, looking ahead. It's going to hurt your neck that way. You want to make sure our neck is nice and relaxed. Come back. Cobra. Lift up with the low back. Push up with the hands. Cycle through this 10 times. Make sure you're breathing the whole way through your lower abdomen. Get those deep breaths in. The oxygen is going to help with the scar tissue healing. You want to try to get as much fresh blood flow into those sensitive areas that have been injured as possible. So after we're done with 10 cycles of this, we're going to come back, lay down flat, do one last cobra, and from here, you're going to lift one leg up at a time, nice and slow. Try to give yourself a little pause up top. This helps all the muscles in the lower body, as well as the low back. Our hamstrings are directly connected to our low back, our hips. This helps to stretch and strengthen our trunk, our core, and all of the muscles in our lower pelvic hip complex, our LPHC. Now, if we sit a lot, that's an important muscle group to stretch and strengthen and develop lots of muscle toning. After we're done with 10 of those, come back into one last child's pose. Walk your hands into our box again. Let's do some more cat and cows. We want to make sure our hands are stacked directly underneath our shoulder blades so we protect our wrists. Nice and slow. Nice deep breaths. So that was one round. I suggest that we do a minimum of 3 rounds of this, especially if you have low back pain. 100 million Americans suffer from chronic pain. Let's try to end chronic pain together.